Hello and welcome back to The Broken Doll, and today I come to you and I'm talking day. It is daylight out there. It is only around, almost 2:30 in the afternoon. But anyways, I come to you with these three beautiful little black dolls that I have in a cabinet of mine. But one is really special. Well, they're all special, but one has a really beautiful history. Let's talk about them first. This little plastic one right here I picked up at my thrift store, and it reminded me of one of the little rascals there. I forget the name. There was a little bald-headed black child on there. Simey? Oh, I can't remember. But anyways, it just reminded me of it, and I had to have it. And it's just a little plastic doll. I don't know if it has a name on the back. It does have something. Yeah, it does. And let me go to the window here. It looks like it says Mattel on the back. Oh, it does. 1992 Mattel. So this is a Mattel doll. So I don't know if anybody knows who it was, whatever. But anyways, there we go. And this is a 1930s Topsy doll. Beautiful little doll. This was given to me by Janet in a box of stuff. Now she had little blue bows, but with what I'm doing today, I put little pink bows in her hair. But let's talk about this wonderful doll right here. This doll is called the Sara Lee doll. This doll is very pricey, and I'm not going to say, and that this is the reason why, because there's a lot of dolls with historical value, but are not pricey. But this one is. It goes for quite a clip, especially if it's in its all original clothes, which I do not have. This is called the Sara Lee doll. Sara Lee was a Caucasian woman, a white lady, who was living in Chicago and saw little black girls in the neighborhood playing with white dolls. This upset her to the point where she wanted to make she really thought that black children should have a doll that represents them, and she wanted to make black dolls for these children, for these little girls. So she set out on doing that. The only thing is, this is from the early 1950s. So racial problems were already in the works already. But against all odds, she went and still pursued this and made this wonderful doll called the Sara Lee doll. She actually did the curly hair, the features of what black children would have and everything, and made this beautiful little girl doll up called the Sara Lee doll. But the problem was marketing the doll and getting it out there so people could hear of it and see it and everything else. So Sears catalog did run this doll, but it had problems getting there. If it wasn't for one lady in particular, which was Theodore Roosevelt's wife, Eleanor, who recognized and talked to Sara Lee about this problem and realized this needs to be addressed. So she pushed it. There's actual photographs of her with the doll and some other, with Sara Lee and some others trying to promote this black doll. Another thing was they were able to get it into magazines like Ebony, and to make it come to the forefront of everybody's eyesight, to see this wonderful doll that was just created. And it was a wonderful doll for its time, and it was put into the Sears catalog for Christmas, but it was put to the back page. And then all of a sudden racial tensions got heightened to a point where the doll it ran for like 1 or 2 years, and that's it. And that's sometimes why a doll can be, and especially with this historical value and the fact it only ran a year or two. I think it was 2 years. Now the problem with it is that this doll was painted white underneath with black overtone, like the black paint on top of it. So if you see on my doll here, there's a little scratch. I did not do that. That came with it. And I'm kind of glad. I don't want to fix it or anything, because I want to talk about that when I make videos about the doll, that you can see that underneath there is a white paint. Now, a lot of these dolls didn't survive staying black because the white paint would come off. This one was taken great care of. So because of that, she's still nicely painted and everything. The black is laying on top of the white. So it's not like baked into the vinyl itself, it is on top. So playing with this doll, this was maybe a negative part of it, that these dolls could be scratched and the white paint coming through. But anyhow, as that may be though, these are wonderful dolls if you can get your hands on one. They do run quite a clip. Even without its original clothes, you can now pay about $300-400 US for this doll, because of the history behind the doll, of its time and everything. You will pay a little bit more for this doll. Like I said yesterday in one of my videos there, I made 2 videos up. In one of my videos I said it always depends on the doll itself, where prices land. What I might not find pricey, the next person will. But this one is, regardless of what I think or not. I'm not even saying it to look for a Sara Lee doll. I got this one on a steal, but still, as a steal, it was still up there. And I bought it several years ago. And I'm proud to have one in my collection and having her sit here and able to talk to you about her. If you can get your hands on one even cheaper, good, do it. Because it's not just the fact of owning the doll itself, it's the historical value. A lot of our dolls hold a lot of history of what was going on at the time, and especially World War I and II dolls, they speak volumes of what type of materials were available to make toys, the shortages of material, what they went to and what they could use. But anyways, that's why toys were made the way they were, because of what materials were available and not taken away from the war efforts. This time, this doll was created during racial tensions, and has a very special place in Black history, as well as in white history and what was going on at the time, and political history, social history, whatever way you want to look at it and bend it to what you want to talk about, you can with this doll here. She holds a lot. And I'm proud to have one of these in my collection. I would like to get her original clothes. She came in a nice little bonnet and dress, beautiful dress. But we're going to dress her, and we're going to put her in my Butterfly Kisses video. I'm tired of these dolls sitting in in a cabinet. That's great that they are in a cabinet. That I want her to be in the cabinet, but she needs to be seen and she needs to be talked about. And I think she's a wonderful doll. If you can ever get your hands on one, do so. You know, and at a good price. But we're going to change her today. I had her in this little dress here. This is what I dressed her as soon as I got her. She has a cloth body as well, and her body is brown, a brown body, so very nice, you know. So we're going to take off her socks because we're going to make her a barefoot princess, like me. There we go. I love my black dolls, though. I've always had a heart for my black dolls, and I always will. And I don't see me ever not having them in my collection. You got to. I want other racial race dolls as well. If I can ever get my hands on some, I will do that. There we go. We're going to get her changed now. I love having different dolls. Sometimes I buy quirky dolls, sometimes I buy dolls that have a great history behind them. Sometimes I buy them because, like I say, facial features, just whatever. I love the quirkiness of a lot of dolls, and I love a lot of things about them. That's why I buy them. And we're going to pull you out just a little bit so the camera's not on top of her, and you get to see her being changed. Now this is a little bit big. We're going to have to deal with that, but it does work. I do have a smaller pair. Let's try the smaller pair. I think this might be more for her. You know what? One thing I noticed going through my clothing, especially for dolls this size, I don't have a whole lot when it comes to little pantaloons, because I like to cover up this just to have her legs shown, especially in a dress. But all I got is the little panty style. We're going to have to go work with what we have. And so, but that's all right. We're going to make it work. Okay, I picked out this wonderful little top to put on her. It's got flowers on it, and it will work just great. These are my hangers that I buy for my smaller doll clothes. They're from AliExpress, and I just buy a great big swarm of them. I get like $20, $30 coming in of those hangers. I haven't bought any in over a year now because I got so many of them. I just bought a whole swarm of them, and of different colors, and but there we go. She's a beautiful doll. I love her. Not just for her history. I just think she's a gorgeous doll, and but wonderful doll to have in your collection, though. If you ever can get your hands on one at a price that you can afford, and you know, that's the name of it there. And I know it's hard out there to find some of these wonderful dolls, but if not, just enjoy them from how on camera, if that's, you know, what you do, you know. Okay, I guess the dome on the back here, one dome is not working, but that's okay. Isn't that cute on her? Oh, I think it's gorgeous on her. Now we want to look at a hat for her. She's going to be, like I said, a barefoot princess, and I do have a hat right here. I found this little hat in my stash, and I think it looks cute on her. Let's put this on her. There we go. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. There we go. Now she's a very squishy vinyl. Very squishy. You can see I can squish her leg with no problem whatsoever. So she's very cuddly. You know, you can cuddle her really. She's got a nice soft body and she's just squishy all over. Beautiful doll. Yes. So like I say, if you can ever get your hands on a Sara Lee doll, she is worth it. There she is. Isn't she gorgeous? All ready for Butterfly Kisses Day. She's got her flowers on. And what do butterflies like to come around? The flowers and everything. So anyways, now our 1930 Topsy doll. These are, you can find quite readily on eBay and at a very low price. I have some that are going to need fixing up in my attic. I would like to bring them down after I finish a lot of the ones I'm working on right now. But these are beautiful little dolls from the 1930s, and I love the little tufts of hair that come out to the side. Oh, very beautiful dolls. But we're going to dress her as well. I found her a nice little dress, a little bit on the big side, but we're going to live with that. We're going to say that's okay, because the dress looks pretty on her, and we want a pretty dress on her. And I'll show you how it's so big on her, but we'll show that. But our secret, everybody, we don't need to tell anybody else. But see at the back here, and I can go right around. See how this goes right around like this on her. Well, we're going to just take a pin, and I don't have my pin here right now. I thought I brought one in, but I didn't. But it doesn't matter. We're going to. But she looks cute in that. It fits her so nice other ways. You know, the length is nice. But if we can just take that and just pull it to the side, she looks gorgeous. And then we have this little one. I'm not going to change. This is the Mattel doll here. That's the original clothes. I don't know if she came with a hat or not, but she's got flowers on her shirt. But I think she's gorgeous. And I hope you enjoyed the history of the Sara Lee doll. Like I said, if you ever can find one at a price that you can afford, and you would like to have one in your collection for the historical value, racial value, like what was going on in the 1950s, and talk about her history, that's wonderful. Or just for the doll itself. Whatever your reason may be, get yourself one. And you'll enjoy her, because she is a beautiful doll regardless of why you buy her. She's just, I think Sara Lee did a wonderful thing here. I want to commend her for that. She's dead and gone now, but for the work that she did in recognizing these little girls in Chicago, I think that was wonderful that she saw that and she did what she did here. But anyways, thank you for joining me, and let's see what other history we can unearth on other dolls, or social things that were going on, or just wars that were going on, or just for the doll itself. Thank you for joining me, and for anybody who just joined me just recently, welcome aboard. Lots of wonderful dolls coming up ahead here for my video called Butterfly Kisses is coming up here. And we're going to get that video going very soon here. Not much longer, we're going to get this going. But anyways, thank you for joining me. Lots more to come. Bye-bye.